G'day, it's Pat Allen here at Hidden Valley, standing at one of the traditional sort of camps that were on this property. It was 200 acres when I bought it, and I'll flip you around so I can walk around a bit. And so this property when I bought it was tick over 200 acres. It had only 2 or 3 water points on it, and a couple of favoured cattle camps, and under these beautiful big gum trees was always one of them. This was an area that I was able to get going with some Rhodes grass and a bit of clover and a little bit of chicory pretty early on, just by chucking around with a bucket, and the fertility was here to kind of let it establish okay. And you can see the Rhodes grass and whatnot's coming through now, getting ready to launch into the back end of spring here. We've had quite a mild spring so far, so really everything's been on pause waiting for the hot weather to turn up, which it is now. Jacaranda week here in Grafton, October 26th today. So what I'm really thrilled about this year is I was able to graze this half of the farm really hard and do 30-day rotations with a decent mob of heifers. I had 47 heifers ready to join, and actually joined them here last summer, and in autumn took the cattle off and drilled in behind them. I did a mix of drilling in behind the mob and also drilling just in front of the mob, and then letting them chew off and stomp in the seed. And this area here was drilled just ahead of the mob. So what I'm really thrilled about, and this is something that I kind of like latched onto the idea of regen stuff with, is if I could make a cattle camp in all 60 of my cells as I've broken this place up, what would it look like? What could I grow if I was able to spread the fertility more evenly across the paddocks and make the cattle camp in a different spot every night? And not only that, as you get into this and you see how they move and work and everything, they don't just camp in one spot, they camp in different spots, and they poo everywhere grazing during the day, and they compete for the feed that's available, and it allows you to spread your fertility out. Now, I also helped this paddock along a little bit with some FCMP, which is a rock phosphate style fertiliser, and I find that really works well to get some clovers and other like chicory and other things going. I put a very light rate of ryegrass in this mix to help carry the biocast and spread that microbiology across the paddocks as I was going. And I'm now 50 metres away from those gum trees where the cattle camped, sort of in a 10-metre circle around the trees, or 15-metre circle, and still walking through a whole beautiful wedge of clover, and really red clover's kicking on here at the moment. It's giving the white a run for its money. Still plenty of white in here, but you can see the red. I love red clover. I reckon it's great. Really hoping that I can get it to persist. A lot of people tell me that you can't get it to persist here around our area, but I'm willing to give it a bash. And this was drilled, like you see this rough feed here. This was drilled into like long rank dry grass. As much as I could try and bash it down, like that's whiskey grass. Much as I try and bash it down with the cattle and do that really heavy grazing, and I did sort of 4 or 5, I'd have to look at my diary, 4 or 5 30-day rotations around here last summer. It still is a very low fertility sort of environment, and just with that little bit of biology and little spark of phosphorus, you can see that just like bulk of legumes I'm able to grow here. So I sowed a reasonable legume rate, very light ryegrass rate, and I've just left it. I'm lucky I've got the ability to take the cattle off and move them to my other property at Northside, and I did that. I've sort of got my cow mob and heifers there calving now. So to be able to now give this a long rest, let it go and establish, and hopefully go to seed, is a real luxury and something that I think is going to really help me go forward. I just pulled out a wild cotton bush there, and I like to do that because you can sometimes see an easy little soil sample without bringing your shovel, and that's what the wild cotton's been growing in and working on. And you can see there the root base of it. Sort of got a bit of a tap root, but they don't tend to get super deep here. And you can see this twisted old plant. I'll probably snap that off, or cow snap that off or something over time, and it's regrown over a couple of seasons. But it's trying hard to get down into this harder clay sort of base here at Hidden Valley. What I used to see a lot of in this cell was really big plant spacings and a lot of bare ground between plants. So you hardly see any of that anymore. Like when I walk around, you've got pretty good grass coverage. There was a lot more of these style spots. Like that's a little ant's nest there, but yeah, there was just like, hard to describe it. There's a lot of bare spots within a paddock, and if you think about that, if in a metre square you had, I don't know, 3 or 4 bare spots in that metre square, you add that out across the whole hectare and you're missing 20 and 30% of your grass growing area. So I'm really proud to have tidied that up. Obviously stoked with how this is coming through in this first season after being seeded, and I'm just riding around today trying to plan out my grazing. I've got a mob of weaners here now that I'll just grow out for a little while, and I'm going to try and time this so that I can let this red clover get to seed. The white's already gone, it always goes earlier, and the red's just starting to come on. Well, you can see just those few earlier plants that are starting to flower up. I'll just show you too, and this is not to bag my neighbour Marty, he's bloody working terrific. Marty and Nick, they're doing a good job on their regen path too. I just don't have the luxury of bombing as many cattle in at the same time as what I do, and a few other things, and you can see the track's right here, so you can't judge that, but the whiskey grass and the sort of lower successional grasses that are still there was what I was working with to plant this. And so animal impact is a huge tool, and if you can really concentrate on that and shuffle your cattle around a bit, yeah, I'm a big believer you can make some big gains. So keep doing it, guys, if you're into it. Keep working hard, and this is sort of 5 and what is it now, 224, yeah, this will be 5, maybe my 6th year of doing this on Hidden Valley. And like last year I said like that was the year that I felt like the exponential gains started to come, and I'm hoping that this year is going to keep showing the same, and so far really happy with it. So yeah, bit of Saturday inspo, and I've just moved the weaners now. I'll keep monitoring these cells that I've planted, and try and bring them through at the right time where I feel like they're going to get the benefit of some of this feed, but also spread the seed for me, because the longer term gain is better than the short term gain on the weaners. You know, getting paid $3 and $4 a kilo for your weight gain is good, but to use them as a tool and really improve your paddocks and have that carrying capacity improve and your resilience improve, to me is the bigger win over time. And I think, you know, 5 years, 10 years down the track, I'll be making, you know, multiples of that money, because I've got the natural capital to do it. So we'll find out, see if it works. See you later.